You know what drives me absolutely crazy? People spend 3 hours trying to save 15 cents a gallon on gas, then walk into an RV store and accidentally spend $300 they never had to. I see it all the time. And honestly, I used to watch people do the exact same thing when I was a mortgage banker. For 18 years, I'd watch people obsess over the interest rate while completely ignoring little financial leaks that quietly emptied their bank account. Now, I live in an RV. Different parking lot, same mistakes. And here's the crazy part. You don't usually go broke buying an RV. You go broke buying little stuff, ignoring little problems, making little decisions that snowball into giant repair bills. It's death by 1,000 tiny receipts. Today we're putting 11 silent RV budget killers on trial. Some of these will destroy your RV, some will quietly empty your checking account, and one of them is probably sitting inside your RV right now, waiting for you to ignore it. Let's save you some money. Alright, let's start with the one that scares me the most. Your tires. Can I confess something? It's kind of stupid, but every time I walk through a campground, I look at people's tires. I know it's weird, but after enough years around RVs, you start spotting expensive mistakes before people even say hello. Here's one I see constantly. Somebody reads the sidewall, sees max PSI, grabs the air hose, pumps it to that number, feels proud, walks away. Wrong. That number isn't your goal. It's the absolute maximum that tire was designed to handle. Huge difference. Your RV doesn't weigh what mine weighs. In fact, let's play a quick game. How much do you think 46 gallons of fresh water weighs? Go ahead, take a guess. Almost 400 pounds. That's basically just like inviting two of your friends, throwing them in the rig, and tell them to hold on. They'll be bouncing around just like 46 gallons of water does when your fresh water tank's full. Think about it, going down the road, bouncing around in your rig, okay? Okay, so now your tires are carrying way more weight than you planned. If they're underinflated, the sidewalls bend, right? While it bends, it gets hot. When it gets hot, bad things happen, really bad things. One blowout can tear through your wheel well, rip out wiring, destroy plumbing, and shred fiberglass. And suddenly, that free weekend camping trip costs $5,000, all because of air. Think about that. The cheapest thing in your RV can create one of the most expensive repairs. Here's the fix. Don't guess. Stop guessing, okay? And don't copy your neighbor. Get your RV weighed, preferably each wheel if possible. Then use the manufacturer's inflation chart. Your manufacturer of your rig's inflation chart, not somebody else's. That's how you stop gambling and start camping. But if tires destroy the outside, the next mistake quietly cooks your RV from the inside out, and most people don't even know it's happening. Can we stop pretending these little surge protectors are magic? Seriously. People buy one, plug it in, see a little green light, and suddenly think they're protected from everything. They're not. That's like putting a screen door on a submarine. Here's what actually happens. It's July. Everybody gets to the campground. Everybody turns on their air conditioner. The park's electrical system starts sweating. Voltage drops. Your AC says, well, I guess I'll just work twice as hard. And that's exactly what it does. Hotter, longer, harder. Until one day, it doesn't. It stops working. Now you got a dead air conditioner in the hot summer heat. Camping inside of a hot RV is like camping inside of a toaster. It is not fun. You don't buy an EMS because something will happen. You buy it because eventually something always does happen. And I'd rather replace an EMS than an AC compressor every single time. But even that repair is nothing compared to the next one, because this next budget killer doesn't just destroy appliances, it destroys entire RVs. And most people don't know they have it until it's too late. Alright, let me tell you about the most expensive drop of water you will ever ignore. It doesn't gush, it doesn't spray, it doesn't flood your RV overnight. Nope. It smiles, acts innocent, and quietly starts emptying your wallet. I'm talking about your roof. Here's the crazy part. By the time you notice a little brown stain on your ceiling, the damage, unfortunately, is already done. It's like seeing smoke pouring out of your truck and saying, wonder where that smell is coming from. Your trailer isn't sitting still like a house. It's basically driving through a mini earthquake every time you hit the road. Every railroad track, every speed bump, your RV flexes. Just a little. Over and over and over and over. Guess what? Guess what doesn't like flexing? Sealant. It cracks. Tiny little cracks, almost invisible. Water sees those cracks and says, well, don't mind if I do. Then it starts working overtime, rotting wood, running insulation, growing mold, destroying cabinets, and all because of a crack you couldn't even see. Want to know the easiest $15,000 you'll ever save? Climb on your roof every 90 days. Seriously. Grab a drink, take your dog, pretend you're inspecting a spaceship. I don't know, look around for soft spots, peeling, sealant, tiny gaps. If something looks suspicious, it probably is. And here's another mistake. People walk into the hardware store, grab whatever tube says waterproof. No, use the sealant made for your roof. Rubber roof, different product. Fiberglass roof, different product. Aluminum, different again. $15 a day or 15 grand later. I know which one I'm buying. Now, can we talk about something that absolutely cracks me up? Because once you see this, you'll never ever unsee it. The RV tax. Have you ever noticed? The second somebody puts a picture of an RV on the box, the price magically doubles. Let's start with water pressure regulators. Yes, you absolutely need one. Unless you've always wanted your campground water hookup to recreate Old Faithful inside your cabinets. Campground water pressure can be ridiculous. I've seen it blow fittings clean apart, so buy one. Just don't buy the first shiny brass regulator hanging in the RV aisle. Compare it. Read the specs, look at flow rate, look at pressure. Half the time, the exact same commercial grade regulator is sitting 2 aisles over without the RV logo for half the money. Half the price, same product. Different marketing. Congratulations, you just avoided your first RV tax. Need a heated hose? Need a sewer hose? You need fittings. Most RV owners head straight to the RV dealership. I head to the farm supply store. Farmers don't buy overpriced stuff. They can't afford to. They're smart. Neither should you. You're smart. And you'll often find the exact same hardware made by the exact same manufacturer without the camping label for way less money. Now, always make sure it's rated for drinking water if it's touching your fresh water system. Safety first, saving second. But once you start comparing, you'll wonder why you ever shopped anywhere else. Okay, I'm about to start an argument, and honestly, I'm okay with it. Can somebody please explain RV toilet paper to me? Is it woven by monks? Delivered by unicorns? Does it come with free campground reservations? Because, judging by the price, it should. Here's the truth. Your black tank doesn't care what the package says. It only cares if it breaks down. Here's my highly scientific laboratory test. Take 2 squares, drop them in a mason jar of water, and shake it up. If the toilet paper falls apart, congratulations, your toilet approves. You just saved yourself a ridiculous amount of money every month from having to buy toilet paper that's too expensive. That's the theme of this entire video. Most companies aren't selling products, they're selling fear. If you don't buy our version, your RV will explode. Relax. Think. Compare. That's how you stay mean and lean. Can I tell you why this stuff matters so much to me? A few years ago, an SUV changed my life forever. I was hit on my motorcycle. I got 4 shattered vertebrae, 3 broken ribs, 48 staples in my head in a split second. Everything changed. And when something like that happens, you kind of stop caring about impressing people. You stop chasing stuff. You start asking one question: how do I make every dollar work harder? That's why this channel exists. Not because I know everything, because I don't. It's because I paid enough stupid taxes that maybe I can help you avoid a few of them. If that's the kind of RV content you've been looking for, please hit subscribe. Around here, we don't chase shiny objects. We chase freedom, baby, yeah. Okay, can we have an honest conversation about propane exchange cages? Because somebody is making a fortune, and it isn't me, it probably isn't you. You know the ones I'm talking about. They're sitting outside every grocery store, every gas station, practically waving at you. Hey buddy, just swap your tank. It'll only take 2 minutes. And you know what? They're right, it is convenient. You know what else is convenient? Paying too much. Convenience has a price tag. Here's the part most people don't realize. When you exchange a propane bottle, you're usually not getting a completely full tank. You're paying for a 20-pound tank and often getting 15 pounds of propane. 5 pounds may not sound like much until you realize you're paying more for less. Imagine this. Imagine ordering a large pizza, opening the box, and somebody already ate 3 slices. You would lose your freaking mind. But somehow, we shrug our shoulders when it happens with propane. Here's what I do. I find a local propane dealer, farm supply, co-op, tractor supply, anywhere that refills tanks. Whenever I move into a new town, I look on Google, find one, make contact, and boom. I usually fill up my tank for 15, 16 bucks. See, now I'm paying for propane, not convenience. It's one of those little habits that doesn't feel like much until you've done it for a year. Then suddenly, you've paid for dinner, a campground, or maybe that fishing pole you've been eyeballing. See what I mean? We're not chasing pennies. We're collecting freedom. Freedom. Freedom, baby. Speaking of things people willingly overpay for, can we talk about diesel for a second? This is crazy. Every time I drive past a truck stop, I see people pull in, look up at the giant price on the sign, swipe their card, drive away, no questions asked. Now, if that's you, I'm not picking on you, okay? I used to do the same thing until another RVer said something that changed everything. He looked at me and said, "You know, hardly anybody here is paying that price." Wait, what? Turns out a lot of truckers are using fleet discount cards. Same pump, same diesel, different price. I signed up for one, and the first time I used it, I actually thought something was wrong. The total was way lower than I expected. Now I use TSD open roads. Some people use mud flap. Either way, if you're towing thousands of miles a year, it adds up fast. Enough to pay for dinner, enough to pay for a campsite, enough to buy experiences instead of fuel. And if you've watched this channel for any length of time, you already know which one I'd rather buy. Now let's talk about one of my favorite subjects, math. I know, I'm weird, but stay with me because this next one tricks a lot of people. When I first started looking at camping memberships, I wanted all of them. Passport America, Thousand Trails, Harvest Host, Boondockers Welcome. If there was a logo, I wanted the sticker. Put it on my rig. Then the old mortgage banker in my head showed up. Mad, did you actually do the math? Well, no. So I did. And guess what? Some memberships are actually fantastic. And some are money pits. It depends entirely on how you camp. If you travel every week, you can save a fortune. If you mostly stay in Corps of Engineer parks or volunteer hosts like us, you may never recover the membership cost. Here's the mistake. People buy memberships because they like the idea, not because they need the membership. Sound familiar? People buy houses that same way too, so I'm used to seeing this pattern. See, it always comes back to the same thing. Run the numbers, don't buy excitement, buy value. Okay, I'm about to step on some toes now, especially YouTube toes. And this one's going to get me in trouble. Every other video seems to say, first thing you have to do, upgrade to lithium batteries. Really? Do you? Maybe. Maybe not. Let's pretend you park in campgrounds 90% of the time. Hooked up to shore power, watching TV, running your microwave, charging your phone. What exactly is that $2,000 lithium setup doing for you? Not much. Now, if you're boondocking for weeks, running solar, living off grid, different story. Lithium is incredible. But here's the thing. Don't buy equipment to impress YouTube. Buy equipment for your camping style. Now, we've made it to number 11, and honestly, this might be the biggest bargain in the entire RV. Because this tiny little part sacrifices itself every single day, so your water heater doesn't. And almost nobody even knows it's there. Let's go find it. Alright, I want to introduce you to the hardest working employee in your RV. He never complains, never takes a vacation, never asks for a raise, and every single day he's literally sacrificing his life to protect your water heater. Meet the anode rod. Now, if you've never heard of one, don't feel bad, most people haven't. But if your RV has a steel tank water heater, this little chunk of metal is a hero. Here's what it does. Water is surprisingly destructive. It wants to corrode metal, so instead of letting your water heater rust away, the anode rod says, "Eat me first." Seriously, that's his entire job. It slowly dissolves so your tank doesn't. Kinda makes you appreciate the little guy, doesn't it? But here's the problem. Eventually, there's nothing left. And once it's gone, guess who's next? Your water heater. Now you're not replacing a $15 rod, you're replacing an entire water heater. That's an expensive promotion. Once a year, pull it out, take a look. If it looks like it's been through a zombie apocalypse, replace it. Give him a break. It's simple, cheap, done. Now let's zoom out for a second, okay? Because this video was never really about tires or propane or toilet paper or even anode rods. Those were just examples. The real lesson is something much bigger. For 18 years, I watched people believe that being good with money meant making more money. Then life knocked me down flat on my back, literally, and I realized being good with money has a lot less to do with what you earn and a whole lot more to do with what you keep. Because every dollar you don't waste is another dollar working towards your freedom, not somebody else's. Yours. Here's what I want you to do. Don't try to fix all 11 things this weekend. You'll just overwhelm yourself. Instead, pick one, just one. Maybe it's finally weighing your RV. Maybe it's climbing on the roof. Maybe it's checking your anode rod. Maybe it's refusing to pay the RV tax ever again. One smart decision today turns into another one tomorrow and another one after that. And before long, you've built habits, not just savings. That's why this channel exists, not to convince everybody to buy an RV, not to tell you there's only one right way to live, but to help you spend less time worrying about money and more time making memories with the people you love. If we can save you a few $1,000s along the way, even better. Life is short, way shorter than we think. Don't spend it buying things that don't buy you happiness. Spend it buying freedom. Spend it buying experiences. Spend it buying another sunset, another campfire, another weekend with your family. Because someday, those are the things you'll remember, not the junk that clutters your life. If this video saved you even one expensive mistake, do me a favor. Make sure you show that like button some love. That like button is really want some love right now. And please subscribe if you're into practical RV tips, honest financial advice, and a few laughs along the way maybe. And before you buy your next rig, this video right here is a must watch. The seller you're dealing with will not know what hit them. I'm Mad. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I'll see y'all down the road.